It was summer of 2022. I was watching a video series by a guy called Parody of Get Ungrounded Trivia. For context, I was a big fan of Basher Science at the time. In May 2022, I got back into the books after digging up an old copy of Climate Change that I bought years prior. In June of 2022, I bought myself a copy of The Complete Periodic Table, a book that I previously encountered in elementary school, and that was when my interest in Basher Science grew exponentially. I was especially fascinated with elements 113 through 118. Then I got into watching Parody of Get Ungrounded Trivia, which played out like a Get Ungrounded Trivia episode. That was when I started to vote for characters I felt should be in the next episode. For episode 17, while I had initially voted for 3 different contestants, I had to narrow it down to one, and that was Nihonium. When a guy began choosing his contestants, I was really hoping that Nihonium would be selected, along with Minecraft for Xbox 360 and Red from Angry Birds, which were voted for by 2 other people. They didn't get selected. When episode 18 was coming up, people voted for their contestants as usual. I, being my usual self, voted for Tennessee to be a contestant. When a guy selected contestants for that episode, my candidate nearly got selected, but alas, the number taker took his place. Episode 19 was when I actually got lucky. I opted for nominating the element right after Tennessee, which was Oganesson. I sent a guy a sprite I drew for Oganesson, and it was as close I could get to having an official render of him. When voting began, my heart was on the edge. Oganesson was chosen by mere chance. When episode 19 released, I watched it right away. Since it was the first time a Basher Science character was featured on an episode of Parody of Get Ungrounded Trivia, I paid attention to every answer that came out of Oganesson's mouth. His answers to most of the questions were incorrect in obvious ways. He got the number of hearts in penguins wrong, he said there were 2. He got the number of countries in Africa incorrect as well. Though there's more fractally incorrect answers I could go on about, I had a pretty good chuckle watching the episode. When it was time to vote for contestants for episode 20, I did not vote for another synthetic element to be chosen as a contestant. Instead, I voted for Bernard from Sam Jokes' videos. And when the guy started to pick contestants, he did not end up picking Bernard, as the contestants were all randomly picked. Needless to say, I watched the episode anyway. And then I stopped voting for new candidates in upcoming Parody of Get Ungrounded Trivia episodes. That's all the time I have for this video. If you liked it, be sure to hit that like button. This is Amethyst reminding you to stay synthy!